I like the concept that clothing can have a far more meaning than just a garment that you wear, and my inspiration for design comes from the idea that a person's clothing can act as a uniform. I am fascinated with youth cultures, the likes of skinheads, teddy boys and punks. You instantly knew what they were about just by looking at what they had on. I'm also really interested how clothes are used to signal a person's status to others, from the idea of wealth and position in the French court to how young lads use logos and branding to show their social standing. I've brought this ideology into my final collection by juxtaposing two ways of dress from two different periods in time that I felt both had a similar message behind the clothing. I'd like to think I've brought together the best of both worlds in my collection. My favourite way to work is to start off by taking a silhouette that I have either designed or have seen through my research and start to draft it on the stand. Silhouette is really important to me, whether it's a hoodie or a robe or a polonaise. I will then work into and focus on the details before developing this into my final idea.
When starting a process, I like to look at historical and contemporary references and take these to a point that says something to the collection, highlighting a greater issue, whether this be sustainability or to highlight confidence and feminism. I start exploring a concept through 2D work and then take this onto the stand to find new shapes or ideas. This creates the basis of my design development alongside unexpected findings which come along the way. Texture is a large influence on my design. Fabric and yarn for me have to represent the market level as well as the concept of the collection, repurposing second-hand materials to create a new texture and give some joy back into faded, worn-out garments. I have done this in my collection by creating a borrowed futon-inspired fabric using old jeans. I am interested in historical garments, military and period-based fashion, and how these garments can influence modern fashion. The mix of woven and knit garments is paramount throughout my collections, and exploring pattern on a knit machine linking back into more avant-garde silhouettes forms the basis of my development.
I've always been interested in how things are made, and I chose knitwear as a specialism to be able to experiment with colour, texture and pattern on the body, elements that I find particularly exciting. I think you can see inspiration in almost anything, and I'm interested in music, in history and especially art. I love exploring books and historical references to inspire my work. My final collection is based on Paul Klee's artwork. His colour theory and geometric patterns inspire a sense of calm. And for my last project, I researched historic Japanese block prints, mainly because I like the colour combinations. I've started looking at how I can replicate these colours into blended felt, and this is typically how I start my development process, looking at yarns and colours, considering combinations and how they could be further developed into fabrics and contemporary knitted garments.
I'm a Menswear designer who creates bold and energetic garments that hopefully inspire vigour in our current weary world. My collection explores a woman on a mission in a futuristic world, wanting to hide her identity from surveillance through interchangeable hooded hats, exaggerated silhouettes and the abstract colour blocking, which create a unique fashion statement. I always include quirky design elements within my work, for example interchangeable hats on hooded bibs. Colour is important to me, and I am drawn to colours that are fun, positive, bold and evoke happiness. Initial project research starts with the discovery of treasured pieces that have a lot of interesting details. In this collection I have focused on motorcycle jackets and 1980s ski wear. My pattern cutting process combines ergonomic fit with functional details in a multitude of fabrics. My garments are colourful, energetic and have a bold fashion silhouette. In the 21st century, there is a need for portable and lightweight garments in this speedy world. My work questions what a futuristic world will be like: bold neon colours, sportswear influences, timeless aesthetics, and smart functional pieces.
As a print designer who works organically, I use traditional approaches of investigation to explore art history alongside practices of historical and contemporary printers. I juxtapose these with personal influences to evoke a sense of camaraderie in my concepts. Their strong narratives conjure adventure and discovery of new cultures that, when applied to clothing, are refreshing and bold. My creative realm is in the print room. I am hands-on, my palms are stained with dye and pigment from experimentation between my chosen substrates and hand-drawn imagery, whilst balancing the application and manipulation of colour. My style is playful. The interaction that takes place in the print room reflects the process a fine artist may go through with a blank canvas. As an artist with strong beliefs about the world around us, I also intend to use my work as a creative outreach platform within society. I aim to empower myself and those that choose to wear my prints.
My design process for any project starts through collage. I like to combine different textures, whether this is through printed images or other mixed media, to kickstart my creative direction. I like to follow a narrative to help inform and guide me in my creative process. Over the years of designing menswear, I believe this has given me the ability to become a storyteller, whether it's through my 2D or 3D work. I think what makes my approach to menswear unique is to be super playful. I like to combine the use of cut and construction and pair it with my love for clashing fabrics. With cloths being taken from pre-loved clothing or dead stock fabric, I tried to repurpose them into a new garment through patchwork or applique. It's essential to me that my garments are sophisticated so they can sit alongside other contemporary menswear. To achieve this level of sophistication, it's important to me to show my functional approach to menswear, but also an attention to detail and finish. Using this approach has shaped my Spring/Summer 22 collection, as it communicates everything that's important to me, from functionality to fabrication and playfulness.